what do you need to be aware of? Do you need to be aware of the fact that I'm in my bedroom? It is the school holidays and I haven't managed to make time for this video, which I do weekly. I am Connie Rose, Voice for Spirit, and I am hiding out in my bedroom before I get interrupted. So let's get this done. Thank you for tuning in. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. If you like what you see, if you resonate with your messages, please share, like, subscribe, because I really want to bring as many messages from Spirit to as many people as possible. And I really appreciate that. And also, I love your comments, conversations, etc. But I will give you an opportunity to win a one-on-one reading with myself for the month of July. Isn't it crazy? It's already July. So let's get started. Stay to the end so you know how to enter that. And let's see what Spirit wants to. What is it? You got to be aware, right? What do you have to be aware of? Let's get to it and see. All right, number one. As soon as I tune in to this one, I feel as though I've got a million different ideas. I feel as though there's a million things going on. I just don't feel settled in my mind. My mind is just leading the way. It feels like it thinks it's the boss, but it's not, right? It just really is taking over in a way that keeps me feeling a bit confused, a little bit. Some of us might be, I say us, isn't it interesting? Some of us might be disassociating as well. So there's an aspect of just having too much going on. Now, right now, as you know, I'm in my bedroom and I'm hiding out doing this YouTube video because I've got the kids here because it is the school holidays. So you may very well be in a situation that's similar, and it might not necessarily be kids on school holidays. It could be that you've got visitors from overseas. It could be that you're living at your parents' house or your parents are living with you. It just feels like there's a lot going on that's a little bit out of your control at the moment, but it's just for now, okay? And I feel like some of you are like, it's forever. And it's like, it's not forever. It's just for now, because everything changes. Everything changes. We're ever changing. The world changes. So much around us changes. But for now, I feel like I need to come in with Spirit's message to give you a beautiful cuddle and say, shh, there. Just stop. Be aware that everything is just for now. Everything. The only thing is certain is change. Okay? And it's almost like I want to reassure you. Spirit's coming in just to reassure you. Let's get some cards, my darling. Let's get some cards. Oh, this one's very strong. Dreams coming true. I'm going to pull 3 cards today for you. Dreams coming true, sadness and isolation, and seek. Okay. Now, in this heady sort of feeling, now you would know that in the last few videos, I've been talking about solar flares. Now, the solar flares very much, I want to talk about geopathic stress even. Geopathic stress. Wow. It's this and this. It's coming from the sun. It's coming from the earth. And you're very super sensitive at the moment. So it feels like you're a little bit, I want to say the word disassociating. Like, I'm not sure why I keep getting this word, but I'm disassociating. It's like I'm here, but I'm really here. I'm here. Sometimes it feels like I'm not even here. Like it's just like different timelines are shifting. There's a lot going on that doesn't make actual sense at the moment with you. It's more so that it's actually a really cool time when things like this happen, because you're going from one reality to to another reality. You're shifting. I want to talk about time travel. I want to talk about shapeshifters. I want to talk about starseeds. I want to talk about ETs. Like, there's a lot going on that your mind is expanding your knowledge. You're remembering lots of different past lives, connections to different planets. Like, there's so much going on that it's going to be hard to feel centered, to feel clear, and to feel on track. So with all this going on in your mind and so many outside influences, it'll be really easy for you right now to feel a little bit loopy. I'm not going to lie. In this energy, I feel a little bit loopy. But it's this big energetic cuddle that's coming in. Spirit's just saying, it's okay. Just take a minute. It's all just for now. It's all just for now. So when I talk about solar flares, we are energetic beings, and there's a lot of geomagnetic stress energy being thrown at the earth. And then you've got parts underneath the earth. You can have underground streams, all those type of things that bring up geopathic energy. So we have all these different energies that are working around us everywhere we are. And because you're quite, it's like you're a leaf in the wind at the moment. You're just sort of getting blown around, whatever. It's like this energy is really throwing you, and it's time for you to come back and get centered. Come get centered, because the first card you get, my darling, is dreams coming true. Now, if you have a look at this, you've got a lot of the astrological feel here. The stars, it's very dreamy, but there's also the universes in your hands. There's a lot of connection here with different planets, that type of thing. So, I've said before that people tell me their star signs. I used to love star signs, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're a Pisces, so am I, or you're an Aries, you're this, you're that. But it means nothing to me now. I want to know your birth chart. I want to know what your rising is. I want to know what your moon is. I want to know all these things, because it's aspects of who you are. And I feel like you're getting to know who you are at a deeper level. So what you need to be aware of is everything around you is throwing you off center, including the forces of nature, the energy from the earth, the energy from the sun, the energy from the moon and the tides and the people around you and the situations you find yourself in. But know that that is changing. Okay, Spirit just wanted you to know that they understand and they feel you, they got you. But know that you're in this energy. You can literally focus now on what you want, where you want to go, because you're equipped. You're starting to remember all these things, and your strength is coming up. You're not really standing still anymore. Grounded is one thing, but standing still is another, because you've got the sadness and the isolation card. Now, this has been you in this confusion, in this. I think, usually I say a small percentage of you, but I want to say a large percentage of you would be considering if you were going a little bit loopy of late. And it hasn't been shared with anyone. It's just sort of like in your mind. And there's been a lot of sadness and isolation. And it's just that part of you grieving knowing everything, like when you go into a blank canvas, when you go into a place of not knowing or what to expect, or don't feel too supported or heard, or all these things, you're coming into a place that you've never been before. And it's actually quite, and I can understand why you would be disassociating, because it's very foreign. It's very foreign in this energy. But don't worry, because that's absolutely behind you now. You're stepping out of that. You've actually done, if you have a look at this beautiful card, it's like you've done this beautiful backflip, and in a backflip you've just got to surrender, right? You've just got to trust wherever you fall, and you're coming out, you're lifting out of that isolation and that sadness and that confusion. It's absolute confusion, because it's just erratic, it's too much, it's too loud. I wouldn't be surprised if you've got ringing in your ears as well. The next card we get is seek. Now, as you come out of the sadness, now you're looking, now you're getting clear, now you're going, well, what is it that I may find? What are the possibilities if I did this, if I did that? And you're really looking at everything rationally. And if you don't feel like this just yet, you're about to, because that's what your reading is all about. What you need to be aware of is you're not going loopy. You're just feeling into all the different energies that are being thrown at you. And it's up to you to stand your ground, to center, to slow down, and then take action with that clarity that's coming if you haven't already got it. But be clear in one thing at a time. One thing at a time. I'm going to get another deck because I just want to pull one card to finish this off. This is a beautiful reading, by the way. And there it is. They just threw out. I'm looking at it, I'm not even showing you. Here we go. I'm about to show you. Sacrifice. That's a sacrifice card. You've sacrificed it enough. If you see the beautiful, I was going to say butterfly, but there's no butterfly here. The word butterfly was coming. So look out for butterflies, because I was about to say that, but I was meant to say rainbow. The rainbow is literally lifting up from you. So if you have a look at this card again, how you're lifting up. You're lifting up out of the sacrifice. You're lifting up out of doing everything for everybody else. Because it's time that you really have a look at that. I've never seen this before. I've used these cards for years. But you'll see are they frangipanis? They may very well mean something to you, that actual flower. But if you have a look at this card, you've got the dark water. You've got the water, you've got the sky, you've got the rainbow, you've got all the aspects of the earth energy around you, the sky energy around you. And when you become centered, you'll find you'll be able to stand in the waters without falling over. And even how she's standing with her hands behind her, usually it's here, isn't it? Here is balance, but there is off balance. But here she's balanced in the off balance. And that is you. You're finding your balance. You're finding your calm within the storm. You're finding your off balance. You're finding your balance in the off balance, right? And there's lots of colors of the rainbow as well. And it's coming from you because you're standing strong. So if you don't know much about the solar flares, if you don't know much about geopathic stress from the earth, geomagnetic, radio frequencies, there's all these different energies that are going around you, but you can't see them because they're invisible. But my gosh, can you feel them? So just take it easy. And know that when you've got all this coming at you, you can stand strong in the storm. And that's what Spirit's message is for you today. So just be aware that not all this energy is all yours, but you are feeling it. And that makes sense why you're being this way. That, my darling, is your message for number one. And feel free to stay to the end so I can give you an opportunity to win a one-on-one reading with me. Okay, number two. You know, when I sit here and I needed a minute, I needed to catch my breath in this energy. I feel as though it's hard to trust what I'm seeing or what I'm feeling at the moment in this energy. It's hard to trust the process, to feel safe almost for some of you. But I do feel as though there's more. There's more than meets the eye. I feel like there may be some withholding information from you. And this could be work-related, family, friend. There's just something. And this gives me pain. What is that? It could very well be that you're not speaking, actually. You're not saying something that's true. Isn't it external? This is absolutely internal. So I'll tell you what just happened, right? I got it as it was external, but as soon as I said that, I got this pain right up through my throat. And I know that's your words because I'm tuning into you. I know that there's something that you need to address now because it's taken too long. And Spirit wants to say they are aware. They're aware. It's time for you to be aware now. And you're allowed to start saying how you feel. Oh, no. It's something that is not being taken very well. Like when I say this, it's like, oh God, do I have to? And it'd be different for everybody, but it's like, do I have to? I can't be bothered. Do I have to? They never listen anyway. I don't even know how I feel. Like there's all these things going on that it's almost like you're trying to block the fact that you've got something to say. Let's get some cards, because Spirit wants you to be aware it's time for you to speak. And you know what? I feel like I even said this for one of the other readings recently. So if you've been following me for a while, oh, okay, this card. I'm going to just pull 3 cards out. If you've been following me for a while, this feels like it's reiterated what I said a few weeks ago. That's what this feels like. You've got opportunity beckons. Then you have the crown chakra. And then we have confront. Okay. Oh, this is actually really cool because Spirit wants to come in and they're just confirming exactly what I've just said. If you look at this card, it's like you're stuck between 2 worlds. You can face up to what you really want to say, or you can just not and keep doing what you're doing. And as we all know, you keep doing what you're doing, you'll get the same results you've always got, right? But there's an opportunity now. There's a really good, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, that's how it feels, there's going to be an opportunity where you will, if you don't act, you will miss it. It's going to be so blatant where you go, oh God, this is it. Like, you've got the stage, you've got the microphone, you've got the spotlight, speak. And it feels as though it's something that you're going to work out for yourself first. And then you're going to know exactly what it is and you're ready to share it with someone. And then you'll have this opportunity where you'll be able to actually just, this is how I feel. You've got the crown chakra. The crown chakra is that energy center here that connects you to the universe, connects you to God, to Buddha, to the universe, to Spirit, to whatever your belief system, to each other. We're all connected, right? So you've got the crown chakra just coming on in here because it's like the perfect time. It's going to be so divine. And it may very well be that the other person brings up the topic. Next thing you know, you're in the conversation and you're going, oh my God, this is happening. Some of you won't even know what this means or what I'm talking about right now, but you will because you've chosen number 2 and Spirit is here saying that it's time for you to start talking your truth. The thing is, you're going to have to confront yourself. Confrontation, we all hate that, right? Some people actually like it. Some people look for it and create it. But this is different. This is you confronting yourself. Now, if you have a look at the first card, you've got the moon there, but it looks like that moon. Look at that. So don't be surprised. I'm filming this today, and today's the new moon. And don't be surprised if, you know, over the next couple of weeks, this is what the moon looks like when this all comes to fruition. All right? So, in order for you to confront, all that is, and the word confront is confronting in itself, but all that basically is you really taking a good look at yourself in the mirror. I would do this. Look at yourself in the mirror and see what they want. What is it when you see yourself looking back at you? What is it that they want? Because when you do it for yourself, you can get stuck. But when you do it for them, when you're looking outside of you to yourself in the mirror, all of a sudden you're looking at someone else. And you'll find it'll flow easier. Let them hear what they need to hear. Because you may not know what that is yet. This is a big self-healing for you because we've all been forced into a situation as a collective where we need to make the changes to create the world that we want to live in. And in order to do that, we need to do it for ourselves. And that's what's happening here for you. This is a huge ascension. This is a huge elevation. But in order for you to get there, there's this big thing. You might not think it's big, but once you start talking and then you move through it and flow through it, you're going to be so relieved and didn't realize how hard it was for you to hold on to because you're scared of what you're going to lose if you admitted it to yourself. It's going to be harder to admit it to yourself than someone else. Believe it or not. But once you do it, and you know what, I'll give you some hints if you're going, I still don't know what it is. I feel like the majority of you do, but it could be something as simple as, you know, you're in a relationship and it's time that you confess your emotions, to say, you know, I'm madly in love with you. We haven't said the L word yet. It could be that you're dating someone and you want to commit. It could be that you're in a relationship that's not working for you anymore and you need to share how you're feeling. You feel a little bit disconnected. You might feel as though the real true love or the fire in the belly isn't there anymore and you want to reignite that. You want to step away from it, whatever it might be. And it may not be relationships. It might be with work. It might be you're ready to, you know, leave the company, God forbid. That's a big deal sometimes because you feel like you're letting someone down, but at the end of the day, it's your minutes, it's your seconds, it's your life. What are you doing with your seconds and your minutes in your life that, you know, you can't just tell someone that things have changed for you? I feel like this is a change. This is something that has changed. It's either got deeper, it's either got, you know, you're more disconnected or you're more deeper into it. That's basically it. That's all this is. But it's time that you admit how you're feeling. What does your body do? It will give you clues on how you feel when certain things happen or people are there or whatever it is for you. Oh, this just got thrown out. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It's about relationships. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be a working relationship. It's definitely, it is another person though. So you've got to confront yourself first. You've got to get clear with what it is that is your truth. And then when you see the moon, the little crescent, you'll know by then, or you would have had the conversation with someone else. But there's a process about you having to confront yourself and admit it to yourself first, because this is about relationships and alliances. And I don't feel like this is going to be negative, and I don't feel like this is actually going to set you apart. It's actually going to bring you closer and feel more supported, because that's the feel I get. It's warm, it's cozy, it's nourishing. I like it. And that, my darling, is your reading for number 2. Don't forget to let me know how you felt and what resonated with you in the comments, but also stay to the end so I can give you an opportunity how to win a one-on-one reading with me. All right, number 3. You know what? In this energy, it's time to face your darkest fears. What you need to be most aware of is the fact that Spirit's got your back. And it feels as though it's been a very challenging time for you recently, of recent years, I almost want to say. And it's slowly, don't make the challenge part of the norm, okay? Don't make the challenge part of the norm. It doesn't have to be. It's just time to face your darkest fears. This is where you grow the most. It's time for you to be aware that you're getting pushed to places that are uncomfortable. But you are safe going through it. Oh, I got 2 cards at the same time then. Daydreams and decisions. Observe and embrace. Daydreams, decisions, observe and embrace. You know, when you focus on what it is that you truly desire, on what it is that you really want, that's what you'll attract. When you focus on what you're totally scared about, what's really, you know, freaking you right out, you bring in a very unsettled frequency, an unsettled vibration, and you know, things can annoy you. Conversations can piss you off. People can let you down, all those things, because you're sort of in that low vibing frequency. Now, Spirit's here to say, you know what? Let's take the bulls by the horns, and focus on what you want to bring in. What is it you want to bring in? Because your biggest fears, what's the statistic? Something like your biggest fears, 90% of them never ever happen anyway. We spend so much time obsessing over them. And it's time to shift your thoughts, to lighten them up, to bring up the frequency of what it is that you're bringing in, what you're attracting. Because when you really let yourself just flow and daydream, make the decision that that's what you actually want. That's what you want to call in. Not the what ifs, not the things that you're fearful because that's what happened last time. That doesn't mean it's got to happen again, right? Those type of things. The number 7 really stands out to me for this card as well. So 7 might be your number. You might, it may very well be something, your favorite number potentially, or a date. 7. Look out for 7s. I feel like 77 even could be significant for you as well. It's very much, this card's really speaking to me because I've had these cards for ages and I'm just sort of seeing them with new eyes tonight. And it's like, I didn't realize this is just the top half. There's no legs here. And it feels like you're being lifted, you're being carried very much to come out of a fear-based mentality potentially. That's what it feels like. Because you've got the Observe card next. And this is more so just catching yourself a little bit. Like catch yourself when you spiral into something negative. I really feel like this is a card to lift you up out of a negative mindset, fearing the worst. You'll see that, and I don't know if it was card 1 actually, if you were stuck between 1 and 3. There's literally a rainbow coming out of her head, and it was the same, similar pattern, same thing in reading number 1. Now, basically, you're at a point here where it's time that you stop focusing on what you don't want and focus on what you do want. Blatantly. Realizing, and I feel like there's maybe 4 personality types within you, 4 different personalities. I mean, we've all got that, right? And it could be that you're excited, then you're fearful, then you're apprehensive, then you're doubtful, all those type of things. But there's 4 real different aspects of you at the moment that are coming together. You could be on a team of 4 different opinions, 4 different avenues, but that 4 is very much, very significant as well. There's so many different opinions currently. And it could be just your thoughts, It could be just your opinions of yourself. Because then you get the Embrace card, and the Embrace is like really just bring it all together. Like, your daydreams, focusing on what you want, having those 4 different aspects of you or of the decision, or different people coming in, and just bringing it in together, just embracing it and realizing that everybody doesn't have to agree. Everybody doesn't have to be aligned. You can definitely change your mind as you're going, but just embrace all of the aspects of this, of your personality, of where you've been, realizing that, it's happened in the past. It doesn't have to happen again. Those type of things. But what you need to really be aware of is you don't have to spend too much time fearing things, but it is time to look at what it is that you fear and tackle it head on. Your darkest fears. And it could be public speaking, it could be committing in a relationship, it could be making a move in work, it could be that you are selling up, you know, like, or buying something, quite a big purchase. There's so many things, but I feel like there's 4 different opinions. That's what I'm getting, 4 different opinions, okay? So just be mindful. You're the one walking in your shoes, yes? It's always nice to have a chat and debrief with those that you care about, but remember that they're going to give advice based on where they've been, not so much what you're going through, okay? I do like this reading though. I don't feel it's a bad reading. It's not a bad message. It's like Spirit's just coming in to say, you know what? All right, what's your darkest fears? Let's look at it. Let's unpack it. Let's not try to hide it or suppress it. It's heartache and loss. That's what you're fearful of. You're fearful of losing. You're fearful of people leaving. You're fearful of breaking your heart. You're fearful of all those things because it's happened already in the past, and you're so fearful that it will happen again. And you know what? You got through it. You're here and now. And I feel like your heart's like a mosaic. You know, the broken pieces have all come back together. I can see the beautiful lines where it all has come together again. And Spirit's saying that it's been quite a up and down sort of time for you. And it's easing now. It's easing. It's easing. Yay. I want to get another card. Yeah. I had to get another card. It's victory and success. Because you're facing things head on. You're looking at what it is you're fearful of. You're rationalizing it. You're going, well, of course I'm fearful of that because this is what's happened, but that's in the past, you know. Of course, you know, that might be your opinion or your opinion, your opinion, your opinion. And thank you for your opinions and I'll take that on board, but leave it with me. Because the thing is, whatever this is, this time for you, it's like you're pixelated and coming back to one. Pixelated and coming back to one. Because you finish with the success card. It's actually, it's much more rational, less emotional. But it's because you're being brave and looking at what it is that you're fearful of and heading toward it. And realizing that, as we all know, the true thing to be fearful of is fear itself. It's very debilitating. 90% of it never really happens anyway. Interesting. And that, my darling, is your reading for number 3. Thank you for tuning in from my bedroom today in the school holidays. The kids didn't even interrupt. How exciting. And your opportunity to win a one-on-one reading with me. Now, don't forget, before I go on, to check out my upcoming events. In July, there is a lot of in-person events that are absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be a really beautiful month. Now, also, I have been told by Spirit to take my audience readings on the road, go out there. Now, this will be Australia-wide for now. I'm not going to go overseas just yet. But if you have any places, any towns, cities, states that you wish for me to come to do my audience reading, Spirit's told me to get on the road and go to you. So feel free to pop that in the comments where it is that you would like me to come and bring my Spirit's messages in person. And that is not how you enter the competition. But if you do that, you can get a double one. How's that? Double entry. But what I want you to do to enter my competition this week is write down a fear that you have overcome, or a time where you felt the fear and did it anyway. Because fear is it's one of those most debilitating, heavy energies that can really get us stuck. Thank you for tuning in. Stay kind to others, but especially be kind to you, because you're the only you. Mwah! See you next time. Peace out.